Good morning, everybody. This is Judith Echo. You're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. So this time yesterday, I did not feel well, and I did not feel well enough to make a podcast. I did, however, start feeling much better towards the middle of the day. And I don't know, I've kind of felt off all week. I've had a busy couple of weeks. I'm not going to lie. I've just been pushing through and getting a lot done. And I don't know, sometimes your body just says you need to slow down. But it's been a weird thing. It's been like this. I don't know. It's just in my stomach. That's all I can say. And it's not, thankfully, not explosive diarrhea or anything. But it just, anyway, I'm doing a total detox. So no coffee, minimal food, if any, today. Because I felt all good all day yesterday. And then in the evening, something didn't agree with me. So I don't know what's going on. I've had extreme allergies. I don't know. For a minute, I was like, is this a spiritual attack? Because I've been talking about so much stuff and I've been looking at so much stuff. And, I don't know. It's been quite confusing because I haven't done very much that's different. But when I talk it over with ChatGPT, they're basically like, yeah, you've been combining some foods that shouldn't be combined. So I don't know. It is what it is, but I'm with you today. It's Thursday, February, 26th, beginning of Mercury retrograde. So be prepared for anything to be weird. It seems like Mercury is going to be going backward the whole month of March. I think it's about 3 weeks. So it won't be until, almost the end of March before before Mercury retrograde is done. So normally, I don't have a lot of issues with Mercury retrograde. It's just little things like, something in my car, like my car radio doesn't work. Not radio, because I don't listen to the radio. But I remember there was something weird with my car stereo, and I was like, great. That was the only thing that happened to me the last retrograde. And then sometimes when I was guaranteed to have a tough stretch if I worked in an office. It would be the toughest project I ever had. And it always would start with somebody saying, hey, this is going to be pretty easy. And then they'd hand me the stuff and it was like the hardest case I'd worked on. So it's those little annoyances. And I don't know, if you don't believe in astrology, maybe it doesn't affect you. But if you do, you can stop and be like, oh no, that's why. But things have been going pretty good. I really can't complain. I have gone probably too deep down this Epstein thing, but it's led me to understand that there is a lot of evil in the world. And like I always say, you're either playing the Game of Thrones or it's playing you. And we've been manipulated and sort of taught to believe certain things just so that we could be controllable. And I don't know why these people think they should control other people. I don't know. I don't know why they think they're better than other people and have all the answers. And it's so much bigger than what you think. It's so much bigger than just in America, the 99%. This is like a global cabal of people that just run things. And the thing about it is they're not all the same group. They don't all serve the same master. They almost all are satanic, but they don't all have the same, they don't have like meetings, you know what I'm saying? They're not like one big group. They all have their own different agendas. That's why you can watch a show like Barney Miller and hear about the Rockefellers wanting a one world government. And then you hear jokes about the New World Order. That's how old this stuff is. It's even older than that. But that's a 50-year-old show. And it's like, that's why they haven't accomplished anything. Because they're evil, but also they're not united. And so you've got these different factions of people serving their own agendas and doing their own thing. And you got different layers of it. And I think the only way you can combat that is to just be a good person and take care of yourself and your family and do the best that you can while you're here. because you don't get forever and you don't get a lot of time to try to figure this shit out. I mean, the reality is the fact that I'm sitting here in my mid 50s. Yeah, I remember college like it was yesterday. I'm still close friends with my friends from college. I remember high school. Now, I don't remember everybody. There are a lot of people who are going to walk up to me, or I don't know if they ever will, but they could walk up to me and I'd be like, I don't remember you. And it's not to be mean. If we weren't friends and if you weren't in my class, there's a very strong chance I don't remember you. And, grade school, which is crazy because I'm still friends with a lot of people I went to grade school with. I mean, not a lot, but I'm cool with a couple of people I went to grade school with because we also went to high school together. Like, there are people I've known for 50 years that aren't relatives, but like I said, it all goes so fast. Why would you waste any days worrying about what these evil people are up to? Because it's apparent they can't get their shit together. I was watching a couple of videos because when you're sick, there's no energy. I was not creating. I was not doing things. I was laying here curled up in a ball for the most part of this week because it comes in waves. It's in your stomach. So like you be feeling good and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, my stomach. And then, I don't know. I just wound up laying down. And I'm not drinking coffee, so that's going to be rough. I'm having this delicious ginger tea in my refuel mug. So anyway, it's like, I don't, did I lose my thought? I might have. Oh, I was watching these, because I was just laying down. And earlier in the week, I caught a couple of videos on Sam Altman. Unfortunately, he's from St. Louis. And as much as I love ChatGPT, this dude sounds really unhinged. And also, low-key, no one is talking about the gay tech bro. Because this guy is from the Peter Thiel camp. And Peter Thiel is just out here looking demonic, very close to Epstein, very into surveillance and the surveillance state. And he pretty much gave us Sam Altman. Sam Altman created a couple of apps that didn't work. I think he created one app. He lied and said he had 50,000 followers. He really had more like 500. For some reason, people still bought his app from him, making him very, very successful millionaire. Then he got involved with ChatGPT. And he just, he's another gay guy. I think the line that disturbed me is he met his husband in a hot tub at Peter Thiel's house at 3 a.m. or something like that. And then I'm like, oh no. Like he's not only close to Peter Thiel, he's close to Peter Thiel. So I don't know. I just see all of this coming undone. I don't think these guys can hold it together enough to be evil enough to take over everything. I don't think AI is going to do all the things that people are afraid it's going to be able to do. It's becoming clear that a lot of these people are just snake oil salesmen. Like, especially Sam Altman. He, and I love ChatGPT. That's what's weird. Not in a weird way. I just find it super helpful, very productive. But then, if you look Sam Altman up, he also has a sister who claims he raped her for many years. And the family is denouncing her and saying it never happened. But I don't know. A lot of people spend their whole lives never getting accusations like that or charges like that. So you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. And it's like, what are we going to boycott? Who are we going to boycott? Like, some of the stuff that you hear is so like, wait, what? And I think I took a glance, because it's in St. Louis County. I think I took a glance at the lawsuit. It really is her word against her family. And I think they've shared that she might be schizophrenic or something. They've tried to discredit her pretty good. But I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I think right now we're coming down to what I've said all along, which is we're either going to be, you got to pick. You're either going to be on the side of good or you're going to be on the side of evil. You really cannot straddle a fence these days. And, yeah, I don't know. These are very interesting times. I also saw, this guy just painted, it's a channel called Cold Fusion, and he just painted Sam Altman as like just a con man. And he's one of these people, because he said all of the, boy, I am tongue-tied. He said all along that he was never going to put ads on ChatGPT. Now ads are coming. Apparently he just oversells what he has, and he just can't deliver the goods. He sounds like a failure for the most part, but he's rich and he has the right friends that seem to bail him out and vouch for him. So we're not talking about high content of character here with these people. Like all these people in tech who just lie. Like, I have 1 million. I don't see how it's not verifiable though. Remember a few years ago, there was this girl, she was like a teenager or just out of her teens. And she tricked, I want to say, Jamie Dimon's bank into investing hundreds of millions of dollars into her. She scammed them for a ton of cash, like big money, saying she had all these followers and she was doing all of this. And it was a total lie. I have a feeling they sued her to get their money back. But the women seem to have to go to jail, like that Elizabeth, what's her name, with the blood, who pretended she had created this great blood machine, and it really was just going out to, like, I don't know, Quest Labs. She wound up having to go to jail. And she had the weird thing. If you get a chance to watch her documentary, it would be helpful if I could think of the name of it. But she would change her voice to sound like a man. She would lower her voice and talk like this. She was very strange. I watched the, I want to say the HBO documentary about her. And her first name's Elizabeth. But it was a really interesting docu-series. And she had to go to jail. Like, the women seem to get punished and the men can lie and defraud people. And it's okay. They don't have to go to prison. What was this chick's name? I even bought the book, but I never read the book. Shame on me. I do that all the time. I'll buy a bunch of books and I won't read them. That's lame. Gosh, I can't think of the name of that lady, but the women have to go to jail and the men can just lie and it's fine. No one's mad. It's okay. It's like, how is this okay? I don't know. It's because it sounds like Sam Altman did something very, very similar. He just made up a bunch of stories about how successful his businesses were. And then, he was still able to sell them. And he hasn't gotten in any trouble. You have to really watch out. And while I'm here building apps, I don't really want to get into any, like trouble. I just want to create things to help make the world a better place. So it's weird for me when I see, oh, okay, here's the book. It's called Bad Blood. What was this chick's name? Elizabeth something. But her story got broken up because this writer who wrote this book started to do like a story on her. And he was very interested in trying to figure out all of, what was going on with Elizabeth Holmes, what was going on with her. And she had built all these people out of all this money. She got like 91 million, something more than that. She had gotten a lot of money out of these people. And it's a really interesting documentary because when it's the mask started to slip for her. She was just really unable to keep it together. And she was super young. Oh, she looks horrible. Her look before prison and what she looks like now is kind of hilarious as she was going to prison. But yeah, she got locked up. Theranos, she took a ton of money and defrauded all of these people. She was, and while she was doing this, she was fairly young. She was born in 1984, and she just decided, yeah, she had been named a billionaire based off of the $9 billion valuation of her company, which never worked. And then later on, she got the world's 19 most disappointing leaders. But she had really gone to town. She raised $700 million from investors. And the product never did work. I cannot think of the name of the HBO show about her, but she was really fascinating to watch because people were so enamored of her because of her age and because she seemed like she was, okay, I think it's called The Inventor, Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. You should watch it. It's really interesting if you haven't seen it. It's by Alex Gibney, who is one of my favorite documentary directors. But The Inventor, Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. It's about Elizabeth Holmes and this Theranos company that she created. And she just went on and lied to all these people and got all this money. And her product never worked. It never worked. And it seems like the women get in trouble and the men get rewarded. So when you Google Sam Altman, he's from St. Louis. He seems like a sociopath and strange. He's kind of got weird body language, like all of them, like Zuckerberg, like Peter Thiel. They just sort of seem like they're not as keyed into human emotion. She's the same. This was on HBO, so if you get a chance to watch it, it's really fascinating. I mean, she just lied and lied, and she did have to go to prison, and apparently she really hates it. And so there was justice done because she makes it impossible for, well, I don't know. As a black female, I don't know if I'll ever have access to raise, $900 billion or whatever, $9 billion, whatever that crazy amount was. It's like, okay, we barely get 50 grand to start our businesses. And I'm not that person. I'm not a race person, but the banks are diabolical like that. And they choose who they want to invest in, even though black women have the most degrees, we're the most educated, we're the most everything, hardworking. We carry elections, which are, of course, shams and frauds, but we're out there, we're voting, we're passionate, and we can't get 22 cents to start a business without jumping through a million hoops. And you have to ask yourself why. It's because these banks and these investors, quote unquote, they have a type and we ain't it. So, but that's okay. That's why I feel like I like some parts of AI, because it makes you a meritocracy. You can create a whole business and no one has to see you or know who you are. And you can make money without having to get an investor. And in that way, I'm sure they hate AI, because for now, it can be a meritocracy. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. Oh, I have been watching some interesting stuff on YouTube about sororities. I'll leave a link in the show description. But there's a young lady who was a member of Delta Sigma Theta, and she really just comes on out. And as a Christian, because she's become a Christian since she became a Christian long after she pledged. And something about pledging and looking back at all of the stuff she went through and all the oaths she had to take and all the stuff she had to do, it was a huge conflict for her Christianity. and she is out here and she is spilling the tea. And it sounds, listen, I didn't want to pledge. Me and my friends watched a lot of people that we cared about get beat up and mistreated. They didn't get enough sleep. They didn't have enough food. I saw firsthand. I was like, I won't be able to go through that and then smile at these people. That's not me. I'm petty. I will never let you forget that you punched me in the chest. I will be real mad and I won't call you sister. And so, we just weren't, all three of us were like, yeah, no, hard pass. And, it just didn't appeal to me. I'm not really a conformer or a group person. I don't need that. But a lot of people really wanted to do it. So I watched people pledge year after year. And, but this young lady just breaks it down. She's like, it's not what you think it is. It can't be Christian. And she gives pretty good, compelling evidence. So I'll leave a link of that show in the description of the show of this episode. So anyway, stay strong, stay vigilant. I mean, her argument is compelling, but I guess, I don't think that's going to take down sororities. There are people who have always wanted to be Greek and always wanted to be a part of this life. And so nothing's going to dissuade them. But if you're not, and you're like me and you never knew what was going on the inside, you just knew it was not for you, it's a very interesting video and conversation. All right. Have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves. Be well, be safe. And we will talk soon. This week is almost over. Isn't that crazy? We're already getting ready for March. Yikes.